All right, here, New York Post, of course. Goddamn New York Post, man. Fucking hit pieces, right? All right. Mothers criticize Black Lives Matter activists for profiting off their dead sons. Grief-stricken mothers. Samira Rice said, I don't believe she's going anywhere. Talking about Patrisse Cullors. Oh, hold on. Let me just read. Grief-stricken mothers who have accused BLM of profiting from the deaths of their son condemned the group's embattled co-founder Patrisse Cullors after she announced she was stepping down from the movement. I don't believe she's going anywhere, says Samira Rice, the mother of Tamir Rice, whose life was lost from a toy gun. It's all a facade. She's only saying that to get the heat off of her. Well, first of all, shame on the New York Post. First of all, the only time they talk about Tamir Rice, the only time they talk about Black Lives Matter, and you know what I'm saying, is trying to smear them. You know what I mean? Did they really cover the Tamir Rice story empathetically? Did they really? Or are they just using it just to like tear down another black organization? It's all a facade. She's only saying that to get the heat off of her. Lisa Simpson, a LA mother whose son was slain by the police in 2016, also blasted Cullors. She doesn't have to show her accountability. She can just take the money and run. But I'm going to tell you, man, anytime like people get paid, like people like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know, niggas pocket watch. That's what niggas do. Niggas pocket watch and they're going to have a problem. Oh, well, cause remember Whack 100? Whack 100, he went to Ben, he went to Brother Ben and said, man, what did the Farrakhan do with the money? Nigga, you're not even from the Nation of Islam. What do you care? What does it matter, nigga? Farrakhan deserves every penny he got. If he decided to give it all away to Scientology, that's what he decided to do, nigga. So what? You just trying to pocket watch. And you're just trying to tear down the group. That's all you trying to do, beloved. You're trying to tear down the group, and that's it. So, Cullors, the executive director of Black Lives Matter Global, announced on Thursday she was leaving a group a month after it was reported a $3.2 million real estate question about the group finances. Yo, she getting paid, man. She's getting paid. Like what's crazy is this shit happens all the time with like the brother said, Habitat for Humanity and all these like white organizations. It happens all the time. You see, this shit is like new to us. This shit is new to us. See, we're used to our like political leaders dying broke. We're used to our political leaders being broke, dying broke. You know what I'm saying? We used to Malcolm X, nigga, house getting burned down, ain't got no money. That's what we assume the struggle with. You know what I'm saying? We don't like what's wrong with buying a house in Los Angeles Hills in Studio City? What's wrong with private jets, nigga? That means you're doing well. That's my humble opinion. That's my humble opinion. Now, it is shocking. It's shocking that, golly, they made a shit ton of money. Wow. Golly, dude. They made a lot of fucking money out here. Thank you for the follow. I forget who that was. That came and went very quick. God, they're making a lot of money, dude. Matter of fact, so anyway, I'm gonna tell you right now though, for real though, like our people, like we pocket watch all the time and we blame, like anytime somebody get money. The perfect example of what I was saying is Whack 100 and what he did with the Nation of Islam. He don't give two shits about the Nation of Islam. The only time he ever mentioned the Nation of Islam is what Farrakhan did with his own money, dude. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it feels like the New York Post is doing. Pocket watching. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to, anyway. Let's get to more headlines from Isabel Vincent. She look like Aunt Jemima right here, dude. Black Lives Matter spent $12 million on luxury properties. School district charges 8th graders for using wrong pronouns. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord. Lord, oh, Lord. Okay, so maybe that's it with the Black Lives Matter. Let's see, in May 5th. So it looks like the taxes just came public. And that's where all of these okay, cool. So yeah, it seems about it. So it seems like it just came out recently. The tax filings just came out recently for Black Lives Matter. That was about a week ago. The tax filings probably just got released. Wow, that's a lot of money. I found some other articles too, not necessarily from. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, oh, okay. New York Post. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, man. We used to these people just let's see, hold on. Black Lives Matter co-founder used $840,000 of the groups to pay her brother for security services. All right, here it is. Here's the real takeaway from the Black Lives Matter sketchy finances. This is from Ernest Owens, May 19th. Following the reveal of the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation IRS tax documents, it's now safe to say that there's something questionable going on at the social justice nonprofit. They said there's something questionable, dude. According to the group's Form 990, first reported by the Associated Press, Black Lives Matter is worth nearly $42 million in net assets, after spending more than $37 million of the $90 million it previously had on a high-end real estate, former consultants, ambitious grants, and more. Okay, so let's put some perspective on this. When you have a nonprofit organization, what it is allowed to. Okay, it's allowed to accept assets. Because people always are donating assets to nonprofits all the time. Matter of fact, if you guys set up a nonprofit organization, you guys can do the same, right? So let's say let's say you set up a nonprofit and you guys are about like sending kids to historically black colleges, and you help with that. Then it's like, oh, okay, well, I got a bunch of computers that you guys could use, or like your offices where the kids come in and they fill out their stuff. They can use you know what I mean? Whoop de whoop. Like, I got some I can donate whatever the fuck I want to. So you know what I'm saying? Like you may have Bill Cosby want to donate a building on the west side of New York, and now you have that property. You know what I'm saying? Nonprofit doesn't mean you can't ball out. You feel me? Like don't misconstrue what nonprofit means. You know what I'm saying? Nonprofit, it feels right, because when we hear nonprofit, it feels, oh nigga, you poor a poor righteous teacher. You know what I'm saying? It feels emotionally. It feels, oh, poor righteous teacher, nonprofit. Because then somebody said, yeah, I work for a nonprofit. Oh, you struggling guy, you artist. Oh, you struggling. Oh, okay. Oh, poor kid. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's led by his heart. He ain't got no money. But if I told you this shit was Black Lives Matter, nigga, we worth $90 million, dog. All right. So the next thing is what is she supposed to do with the money? What the fuck is she supposed to do with all this money? So she worth $90 million. She got $42 million in fucking assets. What the hell is she supposed to do with this? Like, what you talking about? When you get on, you help your peoples. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? As soon as you get on, you're supposed to help your baby mama. So what? That's what you're supposed to do. Now, the problem is if she doesn't help the people, right? That would be that. You see, it's not what you do with the money, it's what you're not doing, right? Like, are you not helping out people? Are you not there for black people? Are you not helping out kids? Are you not helping out the protesters? Are you not helping out grassroots movements? Let me make sure this Facebook is working well. Facebook.com circle media. Take this quick break. Let's see how it's working on. Let's see. Everything should be working fine. Don't see my live show though. Let's see. Okay, there it is. There it is right there. All right, cool. We straight. All right, cool. Shout out to Facebook. Oh, okay. I see I have some comments. All right. As we continue. It says, so let's nail this down for a second. According to the group's Form 990, first reported by Associated Press, BLM is worth $42 million in net assets after spending $37 million of the 90. Did you see any new billionaires every 30 hours during the pandemic? Oh, no. After spending more than 37 million of the 90 million it previously had on high-end real estate. So it blew 37 million on land, houses, consultants, and grants. So they gave out grants. So they did what they supposed to do. They gave out grants. Shout out to them, right? So at least they did that. Due to pharmaceutical technology and food. Wow. One of the more concerning situations revealed by the financial disclosures is the fact that Patrisse Cullors was the foundation board's sole voting director and held no board meetings before stepping down last year. So she had her own organization. It had no board meetings, and she was the only person. I'm gonna allocate the money here. I'm gonna allocate the money there. There was no board at all. I'm gonna put up the phone number. I think let's see. Here, I'm gonna put up the phone number. As we continue. It says, so one of the more concerning revealed by the financial disclosure is the fact that Patrisse Cullors was the foundation board's sole voting director. Let me make it a little bigger for you guys. And held no board meetings before stepping down last year. Under her leadership, Cullors authorized a 6-figure payout to be given to her child's father for various services. So let me ask you, if you guys created a Black Lives Matter, the shit was worth $90 million in assets, would you pay your wife, baby mama, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Would you give her some of the bread? Would you give her $1.8 million? I'll for sure give my wife that for goddamn sure. You know what I'm saying? But see, how people really do it is, see, this is how you get paid. Let me tell you how you get paid in nonprofits. What you do is, you be on the you be an employee for the corporation, and you pay yourself a salary. Okay, that's how you know what I'm saying. But it's a nonprofit, so you're not like able to spend the money on like your mortgage and shit like that. But it's crazy because these white collar criminals, and not just criminals, but just rich people, they move money around. See, all America does is move money around. That's all America does. You know what I'm saying? Hedge funds, trust funds, dividends, mortgages, real estate. You know what I'm saying? All we doing is just moving money around. You know what I'm saying? Tax shelter annuities, derivatives. You know what I'm saying? Foreclosures, moving monies over here, angel investments. You feel me? All we doing is just taking money and moving it around. And so when you look at offshore accounts, exactly. And so when you look at like a lot of these corporations, they're balling out of control. If I told you the CEO, or maybe not the CEO because it's a nonprofit, but the director of the NAACP, you're probably, oh, that's a baller. Oh, they probably live in a, you know what I'm saying, $500,000. They probably live in a $1 million house. Right? If I said, matter of fact, let's look it up, man. Let's look it up, man. Let's look at the Red Cross. Like the headquarters. How do we find out who's the head of the Red Cross? Help me. How do we find this out? First of all, how much are they worth? How much are they worth? Like, I'm trying 100,000. Yeah, the fuck right. The American Red Cross has an estimated net worth of $100,000. The American Red Cross actual net worth is not precisely known, but Net Worth Spot thinks it to be worth $100,000. What the fuck? That shit don't even make sense. I guess there's so many. Here it is, Forbes. $840 million, nigga. Get a bar. Get a bar, dude. Look at that. 840. That's what they're getting in private donations. $840 million. So, okay, now. So Black Lives Matter is getting 90 million. American Red Cross is getting 840. Gail McGovern, thank you. $700,000. That's their salary, huh? You see? So you work yourself into the salary. So that's how you get paid from nonprofits. You work yourself into the salary, right? And then you funnel the money out. Then you be like, hey, we be like, Flinttown, man, set up a consulting service, and we need to hire a consulting service. Bam, there go two million. There you go. You feel me? Move money around. Category: domestic needs, founded in 1881. Country: United States. Top person: Gail McGovern. 700,000. But guess what? Let me ask you this, man. When I was a school teacher, I used to always ask the kids this: would you rather have $1 million or never pay for anything? You know what I'm saying? It's far better to never pay for anything. Now, do you think Gail McGovern, they might only $700,000 a year, which is a lot of money, but I can almost promise you. Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta make sure if you guys are calling it. Okay. I can almost promise you that she's getting he is getting a lot of kickbacks, not paying for a lot of shit. That's right. Like maybe the mortgage is probably paid for by American. Look, $840 million, y'all. Look, total revenue. Look, total revenue. 3.1 billion. Billion. Look at this. Highest compensation, $750,000. Total revenue. What the fuck is 3,122 million? What is that? That's 3 billion. Oh, that's 3,000 million is 3 billion. Look, okay, look. So total expenses, $2.7 billion. Look. 2.4 billion in charitable services, 90 million in management in general, and $173 million in fundraising. You mean to tell me there's not? See, there's. Listen, man. There's a lot of money in poor people. Al Washer, thank you for the follow. There is tons of money in poor people, right? The only people who don't get paid off of poor people is poor people. Poor people, they remain poor people. You know what I'm saying? He said, look up Habitat for Humanity. Okay. Look at net assets, $1.8 billion. Charitable commitment, fundraising efficiency, donor dependency. No, bro. Yes, yeah, but these are net assets. Yeah, these are donations. But yeah, Black Lives. So if you just came here, we're also I'm comparing this to Black Lives Matter, who's also donations as well. Look, they're number 16 on Forbes 100 largest United States charities. Yeah, we're talking about 501c3s, man. I'm not sure when you join, brother. We're talking about the 501c3s that are all, yes, donations. That is right. Look at America's top 100 charities, dog. United Way, Salvation Army, Habitat for Humanity, like the brother said. Nigga, Black Lives Matter ain't shit compared to this. Under the shadow of COVID-19, the nation's top 100 charities reported a 10% increase in private donations during their most recent reported fiscal years. Yeah, because what I'm trying to say is, like, it's tons of money. So the money comes in, and then what do they do with it? You feel me? Like the thing about it is you have to run the business itself, right? So let's say I have a nonprofit organization, right? And I'm like, all right, look. We got a swanky shit in Beverly Hills. We have satellite offices. And then we'll keep this shit black in Ghana and Jamaica. And we got a resort. You know what I'm saying? That we use that for you know what I'm saying? Whatever. For our donors, we give them whatever. Right? And then we're like, all right, we're at like the city. We pay him $5 million a year. You know what I'm saying? NM 2020. We pay her $10 million a year. Harlem 495, he get paid $100,000 a year. He don't get paid that much over here, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't fuck with that nigga. I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying? KRS 500, he get paid hella money, right? And then it's like, we have to, and then it's just like the overhead. Let's say we're like, yo, we need $1 billion a year just for our overhead. Well, boom. Hey, you can wish it, man. Yo, dude, I'm telling you, nonprofit organizations, it's a lot of money. You don't even have to wish this shit. It's a lot of money in nonprofits. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people who, like, that's what they do. They create a nonprofit and they get donations because, like, they got good causes. There's people trying to depart from their money all the time, especially when you're rich. You have to, because it decreases your tax exposure. You know what I'm saying? It decreases your tax exposure. You feel me? It's basically like you're better off giving the money to a charity than to be taxed on it. The surge in giving was in part to the rare positive side effect of the pandemic. Positive for who? Americans who still had jobs found themselves, the number 2 charity, Feeding America, that supplies 200 food banks, reported a 26% jump in gifts. All right, anyway, so let's get to the, here it is right here. Let's get to the proceedings this evening. Let me do it like this. All right, here we go. Praise Allah. All right, United Way. My nigga said Habitat for Humanity, number 6. What is this number here? Private donations, 1.5 billion. Yeah, tax write-off. There it goes. I work with United Way a lot at my job. Wow, you see? That's money moving all around. You know what I'm saying? So you can create up a nonprofit, and then you can do business with wherever you work. You don't have to tell us, but wherever you work, you can probably do some sort of nonprofit to work with them that works with United Way. Okay? So Habitat for Humanity, they got stores all over LA. Like, I be buying good shit at Habitat for Humanity. Matter of fact, all praise due to Allah. No lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're looking at something I bought from Habitat for Humanity. Matter of fact, look at this shit. You see this TV? Behind this TV is a wall. Okay? This shit right here. Let's see. You see? I'm gonna see if you can't see this. You see that brown wall? You also see the brown wall down here. You see it right there, right? I'll move this shit out the way. You see this brown wall behind me. Obviously, you can see it. This is not a wall in my office. This is like a wall you can create. It's like Lego pieces, right? It's so you can build it. How do I? There's so much on my mind, but I basically bought it from Habitat for Humanity, and it's beautiful. It's basically like Lego pieces that you can get to like paint yourself. You can hang things on them. You can create, you know, sets the way you want to. So when I take this down, it doesn't affect the wall behind me. You know what I'm saying? Yo, thank you for calling CiRC7E Media, man. What's your name and where you from?
What's up, Ali? How going on, for?
Yo, what's up, brother?
Not much, man. I missed most of it, as you can tell. Fill me in on
Gotcha.
the backdrop, because I see the BLM. I seen most of it, what you was talking about. I was in and out watching the game. But
what's the score?
So fill me in on a little bit, so I can catch up.
You fill me in first.
Sorry,
man.
by the way, guys. I'm sorry, by the way. Guys.
Yeah. No. Fill me in first. What's the score, man?
What's the score?
Yeah.
Last time I checked it, 'cause I'm in and out my office right now. So fucking last time I checked, it was like 59-37.
Oh shit! They're saying Celtics. They're saying Celtics up by 30. Damn.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know,
So there it is. It's gonna be 2-2, man. There it is. It's gonna be 2-2. No, wait, or is it 3-1?
It's 2-2. It's gonna be 2-2.
It's gonna be 2-2. It's gonna be 2-2. Is Jimmy Butler hurt?
No, he's playing.
Okay, all right.
On Celtics, we got Marcus Smart hurt.
Oh
and
shit!
Then we have only person that's hurt for Miami is Tyler Hero. Well, I mean,
he's a mystery. He's a mystery, dog. Like he only show up sometime. Any which way. So basically, New York. Let's start with the New York Post, right? New York Post is a publication basically owned by rich people who own Fox News. Okay, it's basically they use it as hit pieces for Democrats and shit like that, right? New York Post. They have a author named Isabel Vincent, right? And Isabel Vincent. Let's look. Isabel Vincent has her beat. You know what I'm saying? Her beat is Black Lives Matter misappropriation of money. Okay, and so let me show you these particular headlines. Oh brother, who paid thou? Black Lives Matter boss, graffiti artist bro, raked $840,000 for security. Black Lives Matter used donations to lobby Congress to impeach Trump, which was over $1.2 million. Another one, Black Lives Matter used $73,000 of charity funds for private jet service due to security threats. Another one, Black Lives Matter paid co-founder Baby Daddy why would they say that? Anyway, nearly 5 times more than Trayvon Martin's foundation. Another one. Black Lives Matter spent at least $12 million on luxury properties in Los Angeles and Toronto, says tax filing, and so on and so forth. Okay? So basically, it's all from the New York Post.
All right.
But there are other publications that is talking about, you know what I'm saying? So I was reading this one here from Yahoo, and it's basically here, the real takeaway from the Black Lives Matter sketchy finances. And we come to find out that there are worth $90 million. They have $42 million left in assets, and that the co-founder, Patrice Cullors, was the sole person on the boards of directors. She held
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
No, go ahead. No, go, brother. Go ahead.
No, because what I was going to say is, if you say sole person of sole member of the board, that sounds like she just created a foundation.
Yes.
And then nobody else knew that beside her own inner circle.
Yes. Well,
nobody else aboard. There's no other board members beside her. Correct.
Yes. For this particular group, let me be very specific. This is the Black Lives Matter Global Foundation Network.
So there's other Black Lives Matter organizations that
local chapters. Yes.
Okay. All right, good. Continue. I'm with you.
So So I'm just there. So they talking about she shelled out $1.8 million to her baby daddy. She paid private jets. They basically talking about she balling out of control, and that's the thing. How you feel about it? You know what I'm saying?
All right. So this was earlier. Somebody was like, "Oh, this is pretty much the headquarters." A part of this is the corporation. That would be the corporation, and everything else is inside of the. All these other chapters will be like networks or certain headquarters, depending on where the city's at. Does that make sense? So basically, where you have like a structural setup to where like your headquarters, like you can have a corporate headquarters, but then you have regular like central headquarters. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, like, with corporate, like, this is where your CEO is going to be at. Your CEO is not going to come to where your central headquarters is at.
Okay.
The CEO is going to be where corporate offices is at. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Most major corporations, especially with those private ones, they usually operate in that type of skill. But I get what people were saying in that chat. So my thing is, the reason why I brought this up, the reason why I called you in a sense is because of the whole individual I want to get it right.
Yeah,
so,
okay, let me read it.
CEO board member, right?
Yeah, it says.
So she's the only board member. I want to go back to
yeah,
so she's the only one.
It says.
Are they looking at this? Are they trying to investigate and see if this is a scam?
No.
You said it yourself. Or I don't know. In the headline, you set it up as a scam. So I'm reading into it now, and it seems like it would be essentially a beginning blueprint for a scam if you're the only person that's on the board, and then everybody else that's tied to you is your baby father and then your brother.
Yeah. So for the record, just to be clear, I put scam with a question mark. Okay.
Gotcha.
Is it a scam? Gotcha. Okay. And then obviously I'm trying to get eyeballs over here. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not knocking it.
I'm just being very honest.
Let me be clear. To me, based upon what I've just been presented so far,
yes,
it sounds like a scam to me. So I'm not saying that that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
It seems like the information that you're providing that's been put out there seems like a scam to me.
That's cool. It could. Okay, here it is. There are Tamir Rice. You know Tamir Rice, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. For those that don't know, Tamir Rice was a 12-year-old boy, something like that, who had a fake gun, and the police killed him within seconds of showing up and murdered him in the street. Well, maybe not murdered, but killed him in the street. And he had a toy gun. And so his mother accused this lady here, accused Patrice Cullors of basically poverty pimping. Mother criticizes Black Lives Matter activists for profiting off of their dead sons. So she's basically saying like she's you know what I'm saying, using these deaths to get celebrity, to get donations, to get money.
Donations.
Yeah.
That's how most of them work. But that's the thing. Are you using the name?
Exactly.
Are you using the name? She's using the name, but in essential hindsight, if you're not taking out those funds and allocating them properly, that's essentially what is called fraud in the United States. And you're using the assets, the money to go purchase assets. That's what they're investigating. That's what they're looking into. Like, what are you really doing with this money?
So
there's supposed to be a foundation. It's supposed to be. Go ahead.
I got to be honest with you, brother. I have not seen one thing about any illegal activity. I haven't seen anything.
I get what you're saying, but if you're purchasing property, right?
Yes.
In a name, if you're purchasing that, the smart thing that they did so far, I must agree, is they purchased property in the name of. Hold on, I want to say.
Let's go over.
I'm saying it's smart, but I'm thinking, are they purchasing property in BLM name, or are they purchasing property in her name?
That's a good question.
Or their name?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because depending on how you do it, this is how American Cross gets through.
Right.
The CEO has a salary. Everybody, so we're really everybody else eating. Ain't nobody else eating.
Brother, what I think it really is it's a shock because we thought Black Lives Matter was a poor righteous teacher, sort of humanitarian sort of thing. And lo and behold, she has her fucking business together, and the money's not going it's not going to white people, because normally the money goes to white people and white organizations. But she set up something in herself, and she's getting money. And so what they're trying to do is tear her down, like quote unquote politically, right? Character assassinate her, and by saying, oh, she balling, look, and to make it seem as if it is a scam. You see what I'm saying? But it's up for everybody, for all of you guys, to figure out if it's a scam, because you may see it's a scam.
It's not up. It is, but it really well may be. Because as long as you got your shit together, listen, if she's doing it right, because the reason why I brought up that, like, where's the property, whose name is on the properties, is because that's how they're going to tie it back into it. Because if you sit up there saying you don't have no salary, Well, where are you getting this money from? That's how people go bankrupt, bro.
Yeah, well, she definitely has a salary. That's how she's getting it.
Salary. Yeah. She's giving herself a salary.
That's right. So let me just read this because it might answer some of your questions. One of the more concerning situations revealed by the financial disclosures is the fact that Patrice Cullors was the foundation board's sole voting director, held no board meetings before stepping down last year. Under her leadership, Cullors authorized a six-figure payout to be given to her child's father for various services. She paid $1.8 million to companies owned by her relatives and ensured that her brother, Paul Cullors, was one of the highest-paid employees of Black Lives Matter. Yet, there's another wave of bad news for Cullors, who has it didn't say illegal. Bad news for Cullors, who has constantly denied financial impropriety, as she has previously tried to quell any growing concerns around her decision-making. These tax documents not only proved that Cullors lied about misusing some of the funds, such as hosting a birthday party for her son and throwing private Biden inauguration celebrations into the multi-million-dollar property she intended for activists and creators, but that she did that repeatedly. But hold on, am I not live?
Yeah, you're not live. I meant to tell you that. I thought he was gonna kick back in too, because I'm on
All right.
I'm not on a real time.
God damn. I guess caffeine is off what I'm trying to say, huh? All right, let's see. Let me get back on. Anytime my viewers drop like that, my viewers drop, nigga, like 80%. Every time that happens.
Definitely, because you gotta refresh, read that.
Yeah.
I definitely meant to hit you. I meant to tell you that.
All right, cool. Let me see. I'll do part 2.
Damn, let me look this up while you do that too.
All right. Mic check. Whoops. Mic check 1 2. All right. Let's see. Do one more. Boom. 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 All right, we live. Let's go live now. Boom. Yo. What's up? This is part 2. This is part 2 of our discussion about Black Lives Matter and what they're doing financially. If you want to get more of this conversation, go back on my page and you'll see part 1. Okay, so just go on my page and you'll see part 1. So it's called the Black Lives Matter Hustle. This is part 2, and then part 1 is earlier. We had Harlem 495 on the phone, and you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that, you know what I'm saying, what happened, and let's continue. I was reading a good article because it was more so talking about the jam that she's in. She's in a bit of a pickle. But reading it, what it said was she lied, but there's nothing illegal about lying unless you're, you know what I'm saying, lying to the government or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so I want to read this again. One of the more concerning situations revealed by the financial disclosures is the fact that Patrice Cullors, what's up, real lady? Was the foundation's board's sole voting director, held no board meetings before stepping down last year. What's up, Piccolo? Under her leadership, Cullors authorized a six-figure payout to be given to her child's father for various services, paid $1.8 million to companies owned by her relatives, and ensured that her brother, Paul, was one of the highest paid employees at Black Lives Matter. First of all, I got to be very clear. The other organizations do this shit all the time, dude. They do this shit all the time. All of these nonprofits do this shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, this is yet another wave of bad news for Cullors, who has constantly denied financial impropriety, as she previously tried to quell any growing concerns around her decision-making. These tax documents not only proved that Cullors lied about misusing some of the funds, such as hosting birthday parties for her son, throwing private parties for Biden inauguration celebrations, but she also did this shit repeatedly. Quote, I'm a human being that has made mistakes that want to change and want to challenge those mistakes and to learn from those mistakes, she told Tremaine Lee of MSNBC's Into America's podcast. And I think that what's been hard is feeling like there isn't room for a space like that, whatever. So there it is. Oh, while the news is disappointing and alarming, there's one truth that we should take in. All politics is local, including grassroots activism it takes to organize. For years, much of what Colors now describes as white guilt money has been geared towards national organizations like BLM. So there it is. Nothing illegal. We're not seeing anything illegal. We're just seeing that she lied and said, yeah, I spent money here. But what we're happy, see, she's following her taxes. And when, like, you can't lie on your taxes. Your taxes have got to be there. And so basically on her taxes.
You can misrepresent it.
Oh, yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. Yes, you can.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. That is correct. That is correct. But yeah, so there it is, dude. So I think what it is, you know what I'm saying? It's alarming. Let me ask you guys, like, how do you guys feel about all this? How do y'all feel, man?
I'm reading into it now because I was reading what you were saying too, what you just read. I was listening to what you were saying while I was reading the New York Times article that they had posted.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically not contradiction. It's like going comparison. It's comparing pretty much everything that you just said.
Okay.
To that whole breakdown. So it's like more or less looking at it. The facts, I don't know. What's the question? Because I got so much shit going on in my head. Give me a question.
How do you feel? Just how you feel about all this money? You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a grassroots or whatever. Like, how you feel about her? Should she not be balling out like this? Is this too much? You know what I mean? Is she scamming?
If you're misusing, I look at it like this, honestly, right? If you're misusing, and this is for any corporation, black, white, or whatever. If you have an organization, right? Let's like say BLM, because BLM's like politics, right?
Yeah.
I mean, not politics. It's political,
yeah,
but it's political.
Yeah.
So let's look at like St. Jude's was on that list that you had posted, correct?
Yes.
All right, St. Jude's dedicates their resources to children or kids with cancer. Let's put it like that.
Uh-huh.
Right? They have a whole hospital based in Texas, mainly in Texas. They may have somewhere in other locations that's built. So let's say you get these donations, and it says instead of them using that and putting it into the hospital to treat these kids, and they say, yo, the CEO's going out and purchasing properties. Do we allow that? Should we allow that?
So
people who donated it, because we're technically investors into the foundation because it's a nonprofit.
The question is the people who donated, those are the people that she has to be held accountable to. Like, she has to be held accountable by or accountable to.
Correct.
And so it's up to them and how they feel. If they don't have a problem, they're going to keep investing. Right? They're going to keep giving money if they, you know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, man. I don't have a problem with her balling out because okay, I'm going to show you, because it's quote unquote balling out. You know, what it is she changed her lifestyle, man. That's really what it was. She changed her lifestyle.
You wasn't doing that.
Yeah,
See, you don't have a problem with me personally, Ali. I'm gonna be real with you. I got a problem with that.
Cool.
Because that's a misrepresentation of what you told me you was going to do with this money.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If you told me this is what I'm doing with this money, and I donated my money, because my money don't come easy to you.
That's right.
Because I believe in what you said. You just sold me a dream, and I bought into the dream. You know what I'm saying?
But hold on.
You have to take accountability if that was me.
But okay, I am helping people, but I'm also buying a house. I'm also giving money to my baby mama. I'm also, you know what I'm saying, riding around in private jets. I'm in private jets, but I'm on my way to a protest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got, because she's saying she bought these houses. Hold on, let me say this. She's saying that she bought like a house, but it's for creators and shit like that. Like it's for like so a lot of money that she gave was like to rap artists and people making murals and shit like that. So the money went to a lot of the people, a part of the organizations. You know what I'm saying?
Right. As long as, because like I told you before, as long as it's being used for the people, that's fine. But then politics is different from what I just put out there before with the St. Jude's. St. Jude's. You can't argue medical. It's either you got to pay for these expenses or you don't.
That's right.
Politics is like, it's very easy to maneuver that shit. You know what I mean?
So
but I agree with, now I'm agreeing with that because I didn't hear that in the beginning what she was using that with the houses for.
So look,
I'm thinking she's using the houses and staying in the house. You know what I mean?
Look, it says.
So if you're using houses for a creative space, yeah, absolutely. You guys can go ahead. If
but
I'm under that impression, at the end of the day, you're right. If you're under the impression as an investor, like, this is what I'm going to do and this is what I need your money for, and you use the money for what you told me you was going to use for, then I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? It's only when you misrepresent the money is where I'm going to have a problem.
Yeah, I got you.
And I think anybody that's investing in anything should pay attention to what they invest in.
This is her
it's
house.
Just like stocks or anything you got, exactly.
This is her house right here.
This is, all right. Let me see.
Property records review. The Post showed home was sold for $3.1 million. She bought a $3.1 million home in Toronto and in L.A. And supposedly they did swanky.
Are these her like
personal
her own property?
Nah, not that I know of. Not that I know of, because in that article, that we read, it said that she threw parties here, like, and that artist would use this place as well. You know what I'm saying? They say, look. BLM said the home is intended to serve as housing and studio space for recipients of the Black Joy Creators Fellowship and other things.
I can agree. Or not, if that's what you're using it for.
Yeah, see, you know what it is? You know what it is? I think what it was is, let's say she wasn't riding around in private jets. It was just like Coach. I'm gonna assume. Let me ask you. Matter of fact, let me just ask you. Let me ask you. I'm not gonna assume anything. Let me just ask you. So let's say she did buy a house, but this was just a condo in like Watts. Would you have a problem with it?
If I don't know anything about it, I'm not going.
I think the problem is the fact that it's a lavish lifestyle. I think that's what I think the audaciousness comes from.
Yeah, to the opposers, yeah, that's lavish. But they're just going to put her on Front Street anyways. But if you allow yourself to be put out on Front Street, then okay, you see what I'm saying? Because if they see you coming out the house 7-5 days, you know they're doing their little independent research on you too. They're not going to just go up there and say, "Oh, she got this." No, they know they probably been paying attention to her. Like, "Oh, she's been staying here more than one occasion."
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So that's why they probably are tying it to her. You know what I mean, I'm not. But again, if you're using it for that, if you're using it for those purposes as well, who are they to judge you on what you're doing with this property? You know what I mean? It's all on what the intention is, on what the intention was, and what the
It says
reality is.
Okay, it goes, the Swanky Digs also has custom made wrought iron staircase, marble lined bathrooms. Okay, whatever. It says the stunning mansion was secretly bought by a shell company in October 2020, connected to the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation, which used part of its $90 million donation windfall to purchase the property as a campus for the organization.
She's clearing my book because you just answered my question from earlier. That's the question I was looking for. Was it in her name or not?
But you know what? There might be a problem if she says it's a campus and to find out that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's her vacation home. And then now we got a problem. You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
well, look, that's how Shell. That's the
but at the same time,
Shell company.
But at the same time, it's like
this. The purpose of the Shell company is an offshore account. Yeah. That's what they're supposed to do.
That's right.
You're supposed to hide your name off that shit. So I'm not mad at her for doing that. She did the right thing. You know what I mean? Now it's on, like, again, going back to what we said. It's on the investors to be like, look, that's wrong. You wasn't supposed to do that. That's now the investors have a problem with it. You know what I mean? Then that's a different story. She can't live there. I'm gonna tell you one thing right now, B. If you step down, you can't live there though. Let me tell you just like that. But you shouldn't be allowed to live.
It is her
foundation.
I'm sorry. Because Sean King, you know Sean King?
Names off the top, I can't.
So Sean King is this European right here who has been tied to like Black Lives Matter, and he's like an online activist, and you know what I'm saying? He's just like a Twitter. He's like a Twitter like dude who's big in Black Lives Matter stuff. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let's look at his Twitter page, man. This nigga Sean King. Hey, Piccolo, you're next, bro.
No, let him go. Let him go. Let me listen to that. I'm gonna check out.
All right. Damn.
All right.
So here goes Sean King. Jeffrey Sean King, an American writer, civil rights activist, and co-founder of Real Justice PAC. All right, it's on you, Piccolo. Okay, so Sean King gets called out for merch scam and ghosting fans. But they said, okay, here's his Twitter. All right, thank you for calling CiRC7E Media, man. What's up, Piccolo?
My friend.
You good? You on, brother?
Man, peace to everybody, man. Okay, so this is a conversation that it's like typically amongst the average citizen, there's like this misinformed conversation that's being had. But with Black Lives Matter and all that shit, it's kind of more about programs than it is about donations. Like, so for example, if I sent in $100,000 to the Black Lives Matter organization, and then 2 years later, I'm like, yo, where's my money at, bro? I don't necessarily have, I won't say the right, but it's like I'm out of place to check in on funds that I have not suggested programs for funding to be implemented to. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's a lot of conversation around, oh, she's doing this, she's buying houses, she's buying whips, she's doing all this shit. But like, that kind of goes with the lifestyle of being able to cater to other people. Think about yourself. Like, before God can become Allah, you have to be able to take care of yourself and others.
Yes.
You can't just ball out for yourself. Like, all of these things were set up for programs that were suggested and introduced by people who were doing the groundwork. Patrice Cullors is she's a busy motherfucker. Like,
that's right.
Follow her for real. She's a real abolitionist. She claims that she's an abolitionist. This is her number one title.
She's on
right?
Front
so
Street.
She's
a gangster.
Yeah.
Right.
She's a gangster, bro. Like, and whether we like it or not, you know what I'm saying? Or her perspective or whatever, she's one person. There's I'm partnered with this team right now. Like, I was blessed to be able to start doing work with these groups of people. And I've never been a pro Black Lives Matter conversation person, right? Like, I'm not in the conversation of trying to convince people who I am. You know what I mean? Like, I just show up. So like this whole thing with Black Lives Matter, I'm not on the political side of it. I'm just talking about the human and business side of it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All of
that's
the
very
shell
important.
Companies, all of that stuff. That is how you play the game. You can't play the game unless you do these things.
That's right, brother.
Hide the money, suck the money, have these organs, because first of all, Black Lives Matter is a target, y'all.
Yes.
Their brand is a target.
Ooh, well put.
Scrutiny, all types of
well put. That's right.
CIA infiltration.
Yes, it's a target. So it's a target. God, millions thanks for the follow.
It's war for them.
It's a target. It's a target, brother. It's a target. It's a fucking target, dog.
Target.
For the Republicans, for the white supremacists, for Fox News.
Everybody.
That's right, brother.
Everybody. So they gotta move more strategic than everybody else.
She gotta have security. She gotta speak. You know what I'm saying? Her whole life is way different. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no problem with her balling out. She deserves it. I believe she deserves it. You know what I'm saying? Now,
everybody who's doing the work for others deserves it. I don't care if you're fucking.
Now,
and I don't know if you guys. Yeah, go ahead.
Now I haven't seen too many complaints. I seen one complaint about Tamir Rice's mother not making any money or whatever. But outside of that, if there's people talking about like I was locked up for doing work for Black Lives Matter and they left me in jail, they didn't post bail. Now we have an issue, right? Or if I'm hearing stuff like, you feel me? Just, you know, they didn't pay the school. The school said they was going to do this. They didn't pay the school this. Now we got a problem. You see what I'm saying?
So now we don't have a problem. The only reason why we have a problem is because it's a black woman.
Wow.
Let me tell you why. If you guys are not paying this much attention to every other corporation's movement on a day in and day out. You're not.
That's a good
There's
point.
no microscope on all of these other fucking corporations. This is what they do on the daily. They promise money.
That's right.
They
That's
get
right.
in bed with people.
That's right.
They be in contracts for 2 years talking about we're about to merge, and then they cancel. Bro, they renege. This is a very common practice.
Look at this.
Bro. They even set up the laws to cater to that type of fuckery.
Look at this. United Way, 3.8 billion. Feeding America, 3.4 billion. Total revenue, 5 billion. St. Jude's, direct relief. Look at all of these, man. YMCA, nigga. YMCA, 1.3 billion. Boys and Girls Club of America. Nigga, the Catholics. Oh my God. The Catholics? Yo, they making a lot. See, that's the thing. Nonprofit organization don't mean poor, broke, righteous teachers. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean that we're rubbing two nickels together. You know what I'm saying? Like, nonprofit organization, you could be very, very, very rich. Look, these niggas on the cover of Forbes. Look at this. These people are ranked by
First of all,
Forbes.
every company that's on Forbes has a nonprofit they're attached to. You have to understand the way the business works.
Yeah.
You don't have a nonprofit and just that's it. You have a for-profit attached to your nonprofit. Your for-profit is hired by your nonprofit as a contractor, and this is how you pay yourself.
Okay. But do you understand where the novice can have an issue because they assume that Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter is supposed to be for the people, but I see you bawling like that. For some reason, it's a disconnect in a lot of people's brains.
Because we're an impoverished Black mentality. You know, we deal with this. Oh, you can't be shining too much.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't be. Oh, you're disconnected. Oh, you moved out the hood? Yes, I did, because the property value out there is different. The security is different out there. I'm doing things on purpose. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, if you had the opportunity to do these things, and you had in your sight before the other people who has opinions outside of your family, if you had in your sight your grandmother who needs some medication, your sister who can't really take care of herself and she's getting sick, and this person over here and this person and this kid wants to go to college and this, you know what I mean? Like, if you are having these things in your sight, you have to do for self first, folks. All of you, everybody who's listening, put the mask on yourself first before you put it on the next person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's important that if she didn't set up like these spaces, because I'm literally doing that work right now. I saw somebody in here from Flint Town. We're doing work right now in Inkster. We're doing right now in work in Detroit and all that stuff to rebuild Black cities. That money is coming from Black Lives Matter. Y'all don't know about it, but it's happening in real time right now.
Wow, that's fantastic.
You know what I'm saying? Like, money is being distributed in the right
think about this for a second.
It's just that people aren't coming with programs. If you guys come with Ali, you have a community. You are a part of a larger community.
Economic agendas and political agendas. Yes.
Period, bro. And if you don't have it, you can't come to somebody and get funding, guys. You can't go and get funding with no business plan. That's not how it works.
Yeah. I want to say this, man.
Yeah.
First of all, I appreciate every time you call in. You know what I'm saying? That's first of all. Second of all, think about this. Like, you don't want that money just to go away. So what's the best thing to buy? Real estate. Facts.
Come on, man. Play the game, man.
You know what I'm saying?
What I'm saying?
Real shit. Right. Real shit. So, yeah, man.
Look at everybody now. Now you guys are sparked, and your passion for politics and finances are sparked. That's beautiful. Now start paying attention to the corporations you're spending money with, because you spend way more money with Nike than you do with Black Lives Matter. You spend way more money with Starbucks than you do with Black Lives Matter.
Yeah,
so
that's a great point. Half the people complaining probably not even spent one dime with Black Lives Matter.
Most of them are. Fact.
Wow.
That's the culture we live in, though.
I know I haven't.
It's voyeurism.
I haven't given $1 to Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I've never questioned their funding. I was always questioning like leadership and agenda and like conversation.
Yeah,
like, I didn't want them to absorb the actual movement.
And that's how I started this conversation. Yeah. I started this conversation with this right here. I'm gonna get going, but Oh, actually, I put it away. But it started out with them raising hell with Hillary Clinton, and they sat down with Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Clinton said, "What's on your agenda?" They said, "Wait, agenda? What's that?" You know what I'm saying? And so they sat down with a politician running for president of the United States of America. They sat down with her during an election season because they were just causing hell. Black lives matter. I want you to say it. Black lives matter. She was like, okay. All right, I'm gonna sit down with you. Okay, you guys are fucking acting like heathens, but okay, whatever. What's up? You got an agenda? What's up? What you need me to do? Where the check at? Where the money at? What we doing? And so she learned, oh shit, I gotta have an agenda, economic and political. I gotta set this up as a non-profit organization. And she got down with Hillary Clinton. That's how she made all this fucking money. She got down with Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party, dog. You know what I'm saying? It said that she was making money dealing with the inauguration with Joe Biden and all that shit. So thank you for that phone call, brother. Well put. Man, very good perspective.
Man, I love and appreciate you, brother. Man, I appreciate you so much. Like, I get to love you because you're giving us something. You know what I mean? You don't have to love me yet because I ain't done nothing to you. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
But you've added to the conversation plenty of times.
In all reality, we do appreciate you, and I'm gonna tell you this, y'all. Like, it's nothing wrong with scrutinizing and having your magnifying glass on the situation, but be fair, y'all.